All right, moving now to some developing news that we're just getting in. We're learning more about that serious car crash that happened around 5 this evening in Laurel. State police are now saying it was a fatal accident. We're told a Ford F-150 was heading northbound on Fire Tower Road at a high rate of speed when the driver lost control going around a turn. The truck then slammed into a tree, pitting the driver and bursting into flames. Police say the fire was so intense that it consumed the entire truck. Right now, they aren't even sure of what color that truck was. The driver's identity is unknown at this time, and the crash still remains under investigation. Right now, we're told that area has been reopened. And with that, good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Julian Sadur. We are live here at the Delaware State Fair in the exhibit hall. We're going to be broadcasting here for the duration of the fair. Our 5:30 news, weekend news at 6. After the show, we play our own version of Family Feud. So stop by, say hi, come hang out. We got plenty of things to get to, so we're going to dive right in. Today is day 7. It is also Armed Forces Day at the fair, a day where the fair honors those who have served and who continue to serve our country. And they do that in part by giving free admission.
47 ABC's Julian Sadur has more from the scene.
Here in Tyaskin, this is really one of the cases where if the allegations are true, then what happened in this house behind me is truly horrific. Police tell me that 2 dogs were found dead on the premises because another dog killed them while Schultz just sat back and watched. Now, I do want to point out that 12 dogs, living dogs, were taken away from this property in addition to cats and reptiles, all of them living without food and water for at least a week and a half, all of them living in urine and feces and what police describe as a flea-infested house. And I just want to point out, you can see the overgrown grass here. You can see the condition that the house is in. Windows are boarded up, holes in some of the windows. And actually, when the breeze is blowing our way, you can actually smell the faint scent of urine and feces coming in our direction. Now, when police responded here Saturday for a welfare check for those animals, they were absolutely shocked by what they saw.
They told me it was absolutely disgusting. A deputy went back there with animal control on a follow-up again today, and I'm told that it takes your breath away. The odor, the overwhelming odor, it smells of nothing but feces and urine in that house.
Now, according to charging documents, there was another female living here with Schultz about a week and a half before Schultz was arrested, though that female fled to somewhere in Virginia. Right now, there's no word on whether she'll be arrested or whether she'll face charges, but as soon as we find out, we'll be sure to let you know. But again, just a truly horrific case here in Tyaskin. We'll have more of those horrifying details for you tonight at 10 and 11. In Tyaskin, Julian Sadur, 47 ABC.
And their host happens to be none other than my nightly co-anchor, Julian Sadur. And Julian, what should we expect tonight?
Hey, Ryan, we are here in the historic Ella Scott Fitzgerald Theater on the campus of UMES, getting ready for Delmarva Idol. I'm going to try to do my best Ryan Seacrest impression. We'll see how well that goes, but you don't want to hear about me. You want to hear about the contest tonight. So our 18 contestants will get up here, sing one song a cappella for our judges, and then at the end, one winner will be picked, and they will get a silver ticket. Now, what's that silver ticket get them? It gets them an all-expenses-paid trip for 2 to a city where they can audition in front of an American Idol casting judge for their chance to be the next American Idol. Now, our contestants are actually over here. You can't see them that well, but I'm going to have you pan. Contestants, can you make some noise? Are you all excited? All right, okay, now somebody who knows a little bit about the contestants, I'm going to bring this guy over here, AJ Davidson. He works with us over at 47 ABC. Now, AJ, you got to see some of the videos that we screened to get to these 18. Do we have some talent here?
Not only do we have some talent, but we have some very unique and motivated people in the audience, as well as the contestants here with us. So I'm excited to see how tonight goes.
Okay, now here's the big question, AJ. Do you think that we have the next American Idol here tonight?
I think without a doubt there's a pretty high probability that your next American Idol has been in this building.
Has been in this building tonight?
Has been in this building.
Okay, well, there you go. So the best thing is this all starts at 7. So viewers at home, this is what I need you to do. I need you to sit at home, tight, watch the news hour with my guy Ryan Eldridge, and then as soon as it ends, I need you to come down here to UMES, make some noise to the contestants because we have one heck of a show to put on for you tonight at 7. Be here. It's completely free. You don't want to miss it. Live in Princess Anne, I'm Julian Sadur. Ryan, back to you. Hey Ryan, we're a little less than half an hour away from the official kickoff to Downtown SPY Festival, and as you can see, we snuck in just a little bit early to have some fun with these rides. We're in the teacups right now, but as you can see behind me, if I can rotate, they have these spinny helicopter things. They got the Ocean Rage back there, and this is going to be a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, full of fun rides, music, and great food. We have some breaking news to start with out of Salisbury. Police are currently on the scene of a barricade situation, the 700 block of Upland Court. 47 ABC's Taylor Lumpkin is on scene right now. Taylor, what can you tell us about what you're seeing?
Thanks, Julian. Well, it seems all right. We're going to hand it back to you, Julian, in the studio. But reporting in Salisbury, I'm Taylor Lumpkin, 47 ABC.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. And it seems like a peaceful ending there on Upland Court. Great work by Salisbury Police. And of course, this investigation is still ongoing. So as soon as we know more, we'll either update you here on air on our website, 47abc.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back into the News Hour. As promised, I traded out Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson, and instead we have Salisbury's City Administrator Julia Glanz. And Julia, tell me, what's new this year at SBY Fest?
We're told there was only one confirmed tornado in the area. The National Weather Service has not ruled out the chance that others occurred. And actually, meteorologist Gene Vivola was here doing live coverage as that tornado hit this morning. Gene, what were you seeing as this was coming through? All right, in your court news tonight, former James M. Bennett guidance counselor Alan Mitchell waived his right to a jury trial this morning in Wycomico County Circuit Court and pleaded guilty to sexually abusing underage students. According to the state, Mitchell filmed an underage girl performing sexual acts on him. He also sent nude photos of himself to several students, some sending lewd pictures in return. Mitchell would reach out to students on Snapchat and tell them to change his name on their phone so that the conversations remain private. A sentencing date has not been set, but the state made it clear that they would be recommending 20 years of active incarceration.
This is a question. Do people know about the move over law?
Well, Ryan and Brooke, it's kind of a mixed bag. We spoke to about 15 people today, and about 2/3 knew about the move over law, but only one person knew that it actually applied to trash trucks, service vehicles, and things like that. Now, I'm joined by Officer Adeline Boyd with Salisbury Police Department. Officer Boyd, do you think people know about the move over law?
I would say so in my experience. Most people, if they have a shoulder or an extra lane to get into, they do move over for us.
Okay, now we do have an experiment set up here. Officer Boyd was kind enough to pull over our 47 ABC live truck. We're actually going to take a look over here. Let's see how many people pull over. Okay, I see the Ford is moving over, but let's see this next line here. Let's see. What do you think? Do you think it'll pull over?
Probably, if they have room, if they have enough time to get over, I would say so.
All right, let's see. That's a no on the Kia. No right there. No on the Dodge. All right, what do we think? Do you think the Ford's going to pull over?
No.
No.
Oh. Well, he tried. He had his turn on.
They tried. Now, Officer Boyd, come back over here. Let me ask you. So we saw some people move over. Do you think people know that it also applies to trash trucks and things like that?
Not as much as it would be for law enforcement. Maybe because they don't have as many lights on their vehicle as we do, but that law has only been in effect for about a year now, so a lot of people don't know it.
Woo! Man, all right. Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson joining us on the desk. A sports update.
Yeah.
Recently, right?
Anthony Rendon. Solo home run.
Solo home
That's
run.
why this guy's still sweating.
3-2 Dodgers. It's
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
Getting
3-2
close.
Dodgers. Nationals. Come on, let's push another one across.
Let's
We
push
got
one more
this.
across. All right,
Yeah.
down
We
by
got
one.
this.
Yeah.
Daniel, the
Yes,
forecast
yes.
is cooler, so that maybe will help cool us down as we're sweating right here. What's the forecast looking like?
We'll try. All right,
Soto
forecast.
just hit a home run.
Are you kidding me? Okay, we're on TV. We're live on TV. All right, let's jump to the weather. Don't adjust your volume, guys. This is why we say stay in the fight, because they stay in the fight.
We begin with developing news tonight out of Georgetown, Delaware, where police are on the scene of an accident where a pedestrian was hit by a car.
Details are limited at this time, but we're told the entire area is shut down. This is where Delaware State Police say it happened earlier tonight, a little after 8, right on Zora Road, east of Lawson Road. We're told if you plan on passing through that area, you should look for an alternate route. And of course, we'll have updates on our website, 47abc.com. Also follow us on Twitter at 47abc. Welcome to Breaking the Stigma, Just Listen. For the next half hour, we're going to share with you the stories of 4 brave members of the LGBTQIA community about how they came out, how they feel about being out, and the struggles they faced along the way. And as the series is named, they don't want your opinion, they just want you to listen. Meet Kai, Mark, Alice, and Chris. They're all just people. The only thing different about them is how they identify. They're all members of the LGBTQIA community, one that, despite society's advances in awareness and understanding, is still fighting for equality. Is that something that people should have to worry about? Is it fair that they worry about it?
No, it's not fair at all. Because as a heterosexual male or female, do you have to worry about it?
And those worries are legitimate.
Police are investigating multiple deadly shootings, allegedly targeting members of the LGBTQ community.
The crime's a violent reminder of why those in the community say Pride Month and more awareness is so needed.
There's so much there's so much non-education that happens that people stigmatize everything that we do. And so people don't realize that we have these parades, we do all these events, and we act like a certain way because we're trying to get the same rights that you've had for your entire life.
According to Dr. Diane Illig, director of the Safe Spaces Training Program at Salisbury University, and Dr. Michelle Schlehofer, the executive director of PFLAG Salisbury, the struggles for those in the LGBTQIA community are daily.
Because LGBT people face a lot of day-to-day discrimination and hostility. It can be in quite subtle ways called microaggressions, or it can be pretty overt, like denying somebody housing, denying somebody a job, or even attacking somebody physically.
Doctors Illig and Schlehofer say part of the reason those microaggressions and aggression in general exist towards the LGBTQIA community is because most in society assume that the people around them are heterosexual.
And those assumptions lead people to act in ways that they think are harmless, but are actually in many ways quite marginalizing and quite stigmatizing.
But out of the whole community, they say one group suffers more violent acts of aggression than any other.
Trans women are the ones who are most violently assaulted in our culture. Part of that is because it is the idea that masculinity comes with a certain amount of privilege and power associated with being male, and to give that up is a threat to masculinity.
Trans women, like Alice.
Every trans person is worried about whether they pass or not.
For Alice and many other trans people, it's a daily struggle for them because sometimes their anatomy may not match their identity.
So most people don't even acknowledge that I'm even here. They see a tall person and they hear a low voice and they say, "Have a good day, sir." They don't even think about it. They don't even take an extra moment to examine somebody else. They're so wrapped up in their own world.
Although they don't face as many acts of aggression, non-binary people like Kai more so encounter confusion and disbelief.
There's people who just don't believe it. It's the way it is with a lot of queer identities, is people just don't like it, so they don't talk about it, or they shut it down and say that it's fake or anything of the sort.
Kai identifies as non-binary bisexual and prefers the pronouns they, their, and them, which means they don't identify as male or female and that they are attracted to both non-binary and binary people. As Kai tells it, that's a lot for people to comprehend, and because of that, non-binary people are often the subject of jokes.
The biggest joke that I've heard with this, and I hear it so much, is like, "Oh, well, I identify as an Apache attack helicopter." I don't know if you've heard that one, but people say it a lot when it comes to transgender issues, especially non-binary, because they're like, "Oh, well, if we can identify as anything, then I'll identify as an inanimate object, ha ha ha."
According to Kai, Mark, Alice, and the professors, the answer to fixing those misunderstandings, microaggressions, and more is more awareness and hopefully acceptance. How do we get to the acceptance part, or is that something that we can ask for?
I think we can ask for it, but I don't think we can expect it.
Now, for those who don't know, LGBTQIA stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual. And as you've heard, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done to fight the stigma surrounding that community. That's why, as you've noticed, we've only been using first names. The good news is there's a lot of resources out there for those in that community. Camp Rehoboth in Delaware and PFLAG in Salisbury. In fact, we'll have a link to those places on our website, 47abc.com. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how that stigma that we just discussed affected our 4 members, Kai, Chris, Alice, and Mark, in terms of their own stories in finding themselves. Stay with us.